Okay, college algebra. So 2.1 doesn't really have much going in it. Just want to quickly review two things. Primarily stuff that will apply to other things we do. So just a few reminders. Distance formula between 2 points. X2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared equals d squared. This is we've got 2 points on a graph. To find this distance, you can make a triangle, a right triangle, and say this is the a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Pythagorean theorem only applied to the difference in the x's plus the difference of the y's equals the total difference squared. If you solve for d, you get the square root of those two things squared added together. Now the midpoint between formula for 2 points is the midpoint between 2 points is you average the x values and you average the y values. So just real quick, given them the following points, find the distance between them and the midpoint. So the distance between them, the difference in the x's is 7 minus -1 squared plus 3 minus -5 squared equals the distance squared. This is 8 squared plus, this looks like this is also 8 squared. Equals distance squared, so that's 64 plus 64 equals distance squared, so 128 is distance squared. Take the square root. To get the distance, because this is 2 times 64, this is 8 square roots of 2. To find the midpoint, you've got average the x's, so 7 plus -1 over 2, and 3 plus -5 over 2. That's 6 over 2 and -2 over 2, which is 3, -1. So pretty simple there. Otherwise, we'll do one more, but the 2.1 stuff is really just to help you with other things we're doing. Let's try this again with -5, 4 and -8, 0. So the distance between them, it doesn't matter which one you do first, so I'll do the second one first this time to show that. -8 minus -5 squared plus 0 minus 4 squared equals distance squared. -8 minus -5 is -3 squared plus -4 squared. Anything squared is positive, so this is +9 plus +16 equals distance squared. So 25 equals distance squared, which means the distance between them is 5. And you always take the positive here for distances. They can never be negative, so you don't have to worry about the square root in that regard. Midpoint. Average -5 and -8 for the x values. Average 4 and 0. So this is -13 over 2 and then 4 over 2. -13 over 2 doesn't reduce, so I would just leave it like that. 4 over 2 reduces to 2. So that's really all we need to talk about in 2.1, and we'll do 2.2 in the next video.